That is, if you are wrong, God says grow. If you are wrong, God says grow. And I'll tell you, it's this third point right here, for me at least, that most often short circuits my communication with God. As I look back on my life, there's things I need to confess. There's things that oftentimes I need to admit to God. Did you know that unconfessed, unresolved, unadmitted sin in our lives can actually hinder our communication with God? Did you know this is true? And take a look at this verse in the Bible in Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1 and 2. It says, "Listen, the Lord is not too weak to save you, and He's not becoming deaf. He can hear you when you call. But there's a problem. Your sins have cut you off from God. And because of your sin, He has turned away and will not listen anymore." Sometimes we just need to grow. And that's the whole issue with prayer. It's not that we're doing it wrong. It's not that God's not listening. It's that God needs us to grow in our life. Maybe you've been praying for a long time for a new job, in a new career, and you're like, I don't understand it because it seems like God would be in favor of this. It seems like this is something that God would want for me in my life. And maybe God does want that for you, but God's saying, you know what, before I give you that job, before I move you to that city, before I put you in that platform, before you make that amount of money, you need to grow. I need you to grow through some things before I can do that in your life. Or maybe you're here this weekend and you want to be married so bad. You want to be engaged so bad. I mean, it's just like you just want to be married and you believe God wants you to be married, and He does, but here's what maybe God's saying to you. Before that happens, before I introduce you, or before you guys get together, and before all this happens, I need you to grow through some things. There's some things I'm trying to do inside of you. And oftentimes God needs us to grow. And I'll tell you this, Parkview, the easiest way and the quickest way for you and I to repair open lines of communication with God and feel Him close to us and intimacy and proximity to Him is just sincere, humble, heartfelt, honest confession. Coming to God, maybe in that private place. Don't start confessing things publicly. That's kind of weird sometimes, but just private place, probably that's where that would come in. And just say, God, I just want you to know that I know that you know. And just start laying these things out in your life. And that God who seems a million miles away will all of a sudden feel like this.